Methods of attack, they're constantly evolving. Like, for example, we're seeing this increase in what they call spear phishing. Have you heard about this?
I think so.
Okay, so spear phishing, it's basically a very targeted attack aimed at specific individuals or groups. Those emails are very personalized, so they're even more convincing because they'll often reference real people or real projects within a company.
Oh, so it's not just those mass emails we have to worry about.
Nope.
We have to be super careful with the messages that look like they're just for us.
Exactly. And, the more personalized an attack is, the harder it can be to actually spot it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. That's why it's so important to, just always be a little skeptical and double check things, verify requests for information, even if it seems like it's coming from someone you trust.
Trust, but verify.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay, well, I'm definitely starting to feel the weight of all this.
Yeah. I mean, the stakes are high, but what can we actually do to protect ourselves? Because it just feels like this constant arms race.
Yeah.
With the bad guys always like a step ahead of us.
I know it can feel that way, but there are definitely things we can do to bolster our defenses. The first thing, and it's really the most important thing, is you have to enable two-factor authentication.
Okay.
2FA. Have you heard of this?
Oh, yeah. 2FA.
Okay, good. On every account. Literally every single one that offers it.
Okay, now, we hear about 2FA a lot. But can you just remind us how it works and why it's so important? Like, why is it a game changer?
Sure. So 2FA is essentially just an extra layer of security. Instead of just using your password, you also need a second piece of information to log in.
Right.
Usually it's like a code that's sent to your phone or your email, and this makes it way harder for hackers to get in, even if they have your password.
So even if they manage to phish your password from you, they still can't get in unless they also have your phone.
Right.
Or access to your email.
Yeah. Exactly. It's kind of like having a double lock on your door, and it's really easy to set up.
On most accounts, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2FA is top of the list. Got it. What else should we be doing?
Well, using a password manager is also really important.
Yeah?
Password managers, they basically generate and store strong, unique passwords for all your accounts.
Okay.
That way you don't have to remember all of them,
Right.
And that's important because it can help you avoid accidentally typing your password into a fake website that a phisher has set up.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I'm definitely guilty of, using the same password for multiple sites. Because, who can remember all these different complicated passwords these days?
I know, it's tough.
But a password manager can just take care of all that for you.
Exactly, it does it all. And it takes away that temptation to write your passwords down. People write them on sticky notes or keep them in a document on their computer, and that's just a huge security risk.
Right. Yeah, definitely not a good idea. Okay, so we got 2FA, we got password managers. What else should we add to our cybersecurity toolkit here?
Okay, well, keeping your software updated is crucial.
Okay.
Those updates, they often include security patches that fix vulnerabilities that hackers could exploit. It's like reinforcing the weak points in your digital walls.
So it's not just about getting new features and stuff. It's about closing those security loopholes that hackers could use against us.
That's exactly right. And this applies to everything: computers, phones, tablets, even those smart home devices.
Oh, yeah.
The more connected your life is, the more important it is to keep all those things up to date.
Wow. It sounds like a lot to keep track of.
It is, I know.
But it's worth it for that peace of mind.
It is, absolutely.
Knowing that you're doing everything you can to protect yourself. That's got to be worth it.
It is. But, even with the best defenses in place, sometimes they can be breached.
Oh, yeah, that happens. So what happens if, despite our best efforts, we do fall victim to a phishing attack? Like, what do we do then?
Oh, that's a great question.
Yeah.
Okay, well, the first and most important thing is to change your passwords.
Okay.
And I mean all of them. Every single password that might have been compromised, don't wait, just do it.
So a full password reset just across the board.
Yep.
Makes sense. What else should we do?
If you think that your financial information has been compromised, you need to contact your bank or your credit card company right away. Okay? They can help you. They can monitor your accounts for any suspicious activity and potentially even freeze your accounts to prevent further damage.
So don't try to handle it on your own.
No, don't do that.
Reach out to the experts.
Exactly. And don't forget to report the phishing attack.
Right.
You can report it to your email provider, your IT department if you're at work, or there are also anti-phishing organizations like APWG or Fish Tank.
Okay.
These reports, they actually help track phishing trends and could potentially lead to shutting down these operations. Wow.
Yeah, so you're not just helping yourself, you're actually contributing to making the internet a safer place for everybody.
That's great. It's nice to know that we can do something.
Absolutely. We're all in this together, right?
It really is. We're all in this together.
We are.
So, okay, I feel like we've got our map and compass now, right?
Yeah.
We know about strong passwords, two-factor authentication, being aware of those tricks, reporting anything that looks suspicious, all those things are going to help us navigate safely.
Absolutely. And remember, it's not just about memorizing a checklist of things.
Right.
It's really about developing, like, a critical mindset.
Okay.
Questioning assumptions, double-checking information, not taking things for granted online, especially online.
You're so right. It's like that old saying, trust but verify.
Exactly.
Especially in the digital world. What would you say is, like, the biggest misconception that people have about phishing attacks? That's a good question. I think a lot of people believe that, they're too smart to fall for these scams.
Yeah.
But the truth is, phishing attacks are getting more and more sophisticated every day. These hackers are masters of social engineering.
Yeah.
They know how to exploit our emotions. They know how to exploit our vulnerabilities.
Yeah.
And anyone can fall victim. I don't care how tech-savvy you are.
It's a good reminder to stay humble.
Right.
I mean, the internet's constantly evolving.
Yeah.
And the bad guys are always coming up with new tricks.
Oh, yeah.
So we got to be willing to learn and adapt, stay ahead of the game.
Absolutely. Cybersecurity is an ongoing process. It's not like a one-time fix. It's about staying informed, being vigilant, and just never assuming that we're immune.
Never get complacent.
Right. Exactly.
Well said. I feel like we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
From the psychology behind these phishing attacks to, the practical steps we can take to protect ourselves. Any final words of wisdom for our listeners as they head back out into the digital wild?
Well, I'd say the most important thing is awareness.
Okay.
The more you understand about how these phishing attacks work, well, the better equipped you'll be to actually spot them and avoid them.
Right.
And remember, if something feels off, trust your gut.
Yeah.
It's always better to be safe than sorry.
Great advice. It's been a fascinating deep dive, really, into this world of phishing.
It has.
Thanks for, sharing your expertise with us.
Oh, it's been my pleasure. And everyone stay safe out there.
And to all our listeners, remember, knowledge is power. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and don't take the bait.